Did you know the highest form of intelligence is awareness, not IQ, not memory, not how fast you think? True intelligence is understanding your own brain. Most people never study the mind that controls their entire life. They upgrade skills, careers, knowledge, but ignore the machine making every decision inside them. When awareness increases, your focus becomes sharper, your decisions become more accurate, and your life stops running on autopilot. This is not philosophy alone. This is science. Neuroscientist Dr. Judson Brewer from Harvard studied how habits and self-sabotage work in the brain. Using brain scans, he discovered something powerful. When a person simply becomes aware of their thoughts without fighting them, activity in the default mode network begins to reduce. The default mode network is the brain system responsible for overthinking, mind-wandering, self-judgment, and unconscious behavior. In simple words, awareness weakens the patterns that control you. No force, no struggle. Now understand this carefully. Your brain was not designed for success. It evolved for survival, comfort, safety, food, reproduction. That's why the mind prefers shortcuts. That's why it avoids discomfort. That's why it lies to you gently and says, "I'll do it tomorrow." The mind never says, "I won't do it." It's smarter than that. It delays, it distracts, it justifies. This is the survival matrix, and most people are trapped inside it while believing they are in control. 99% of people chase discipline. They force routines, they force motivation, they force meditation, they fight themselves every day, and force always creates resistance. That's why consistency feels painful. That's why burnout happens even without hard work. That's why people feel tired just by thinking. But there is another way. Philosopher Jiddu Krishnamurti said, "Awareness is observation without judgment." When you observe the mind instead of fighting it, something changes. Discipline stops being forced. Motivation becomes unnecessary. Meditation is no longer an activity. It becomes your natural state. Be careful here. The mind is clever. It may try to fool you again by justifying laziness in the name of awareness. Awareness is not inaction. Awareness is not escape. Awareness is alignment. When your energy, your brain, and your inner consciousness move in the same direction, there is no inner conflict. And without inner conflict, there is no burnout. Overthinking drains energy. Clarity creates energy. This is where real transformation happens. You don't slowly improve the old self. You outgrow it. Your identity shifts. You stop thinking, "I am my thoughts." You realize, "I am the consciousness observing the thoughts." The mind becomes a tool, a powerful tool, but no longer the master. And once this spark of awareness ignites, you don't just become more disciplined, you don't just become more productive, you become free. Free from unconscious patterns, free from mental noise, free from forcing yourself to live. If you want to go beyond the mind and live with clarity instead of conflict, stay connected with this revolution of making humans more conscious and the world more aware.